Welcome to CFC Fan TV. We're not in a good mood. I was going to start this video by saying how good is the World Cup, how wonderful is everything, it's lovely to be back, but there's no time for that. This is a bit of a rant video. We're not happy. I just don't know what's going on at Chelsea. The players who aren't currently at the World Cup are back at training on the 9th of July.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it?
That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. My birthday's after that and I've already planned it. Why have they not organised a new manager? Why are there going to be players turning up at training in a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
And Conte's still our manager. What is happening?
I'm not even joking. Like, it's a little bit bizarre. I honestly thought at the end of the season, I think had we lost the FA Cup, maybe there would have been the movement of this would have been a lot faster. But nothing has happened. I know the World Cup is on and everything, but I genuinely thought, you know, this is sort of downtime to think, right, okay, who are we going to get in? What are we going to do? There must be some underlying issue as to why.
Massively. Yeah,
there must be, because otherwise, why wouldn't have we got a new manager? We were not afraid to sack managers, we know that. We sacked the middle of the season when it's like our most crucial points.
Well, what I can't understand as well, you know, I keep reading things, particularly online, you know, on YouTube and that, and people going, Sarri to be announced. I don't know where that's coming from. I haven't seen anything from the club. Know.
And also as well, as a channel, we don't want to give you false information. So we can't say, oh, he's going to be manager on Monday, because we don't know yet.
But the thing is, I wish that were true.
Yeah, I wish it was true,
I wish it were true. And I hope that people know things that I don't. But I haven't seen anything from the club. The club is lying dormant, and I just wish they would spring to life as quickly as possible.
There's not even really anything online that suggests maybe that it's coming to a close, like something's happening. I can only assume that, I mean, Conte clearly hasn't walked away. That's clear. That's number one.
And nor will he, and nor should he.
No, I don't think if there was if he was thinking of players and thinking, I don't want to distract them at the World Cup, that's not even an issue. That's not even a thing.
If that was the case, they could have done it before the World Cup.
Well, of course, yeah, but I don't think that's even
a thing. Not in their logic.
I don't think the players actually care. I think they just want to know that. I mean, especially for the ones that aren't in the World Cup, when they go back, who's training them?
Yeah, I have absolutely.
Will they have somebody? Will they have just a first team coach who will be there?
It got to the stage, didn't it, Soph, where Antonio Conte's tenure as Chelsea manager was over. Like, we knew this in January, or it certainly felt that way in January. It's now got to the point where you wonder, are they going to persevere? Are they going to stay with Conte for the new season?
Well, yeah.
I don't think they will, because everything is pointing towards Sarri coming in and Conte leaving.
Yeah.
But when?
But why not just announce it?
Make the move happen. Give Antonio Conte his payoff that he's completely entitled to.
Yeah. Give
Maurizio Sarri the job and a treasure chest to go and bring in certain players, you know, the likes of Koulibaly potentially, hopefully. Don't just do nothing. It doesn't make any sense to just sit tight, because I don't quite know what they're waiting for. What's going to kick them into action? What is the impetus that they need?
I mean, I don't really get it. All I can assume here, I really do feel as if this has been a waiting game of, will he leave? Do we have to sack him? That sort of thing, because the money stake and everything like that, and they don't have a good relationship. But it must also be slightly like, oh well, I'm not going to back down. That to me has a little bit of it as well. Because why on earth else? Why wouldn't they have just?
Would you?
I mean, to be fair, let's look at it. We did have a terrible season. I think the club can acknowledge that some of the signings they signed that Antonio Conte wasn't exactly keen on have really massively flopped. And I think this probably is one of the seasons where actually it's quite serious, because there are other teams in the Premier League that can have a bad season but still finish in the top four. Chelsea in the last 3 years now, we finished outside the top four twice. And once one of those was finishing 10th place. I mean, it is worrying.
In between, we won the league.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but it is a little bit worrying. Now, I think if we want long-term stability, if we want to keep players like Eden Hazard, I don't think he's going to go this summer. Of course not. But if we do want to keep him, we're quite lucky that he's willing to take a year outside the Champions League, because if that was any other player, they probably wouldn't bother. But I do think if we want long term, we are going to have to the board are going to have a sort of better relationship with the manager, because all we're seeing now, the only reason Conte is leaving is because they've not got along. That really is it. Because let's face it, even in a bad season, we've still won the FA Cup.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. Can you see an end to this? What's going to happen? What's the next step here?
I mean, I think it will be very telling when the World Cup ends, and I literally mean the day after. I think there will be a lot of stuff going on. I think transfer news will start, because, I mean, let's face it, most of the players that are going to get transferred are doing whatever, most of the best in the world. Some of them are going to leave and go elsewhere and whatever, and that nothing's going to be happening while they're playing on the pitch. So that has stalled things a little bit. But, I mean, I can just see this being one of those things where Conte won't be manager next season, but we're going to wait till the very, very last minute. And at the end of the day, that's only going to cause problems for us next season. So I am worried.
Why they are waiting, I really don't know. I hope that there's a master plan that's beyond my comprehension.
Yeah.
But
is there?
I don't think.
What is
there
it?
is. I wish there was one. I just hope that there's. I imagine that the people who sit on the Chelsea board, who are all incredibly intelligent, incredibly privileged, incredibly brilliant academic records, they must have a plan. Yeah. I just. Because so far, I just can't work it out.
Because so far, all we're seeing really, and I think Sarri's a good appointment, but a lot of fans are just seeing a manager that hasn't really won any major trophies. We're going to bring him in at some point whenever. Bringing him in right in the deep end just before the season starts isn't very wise. No. He's going to need to be at some pre-season games. I mean, that's just my logic. Even I would do that. Whenever you start your job, you need to have a little bit of time to settle in. But yeah, like I say, I just think it's...
presumably the deadline for this, the deadline has to be the 9th of July. Because that's when anybody, the Chelsea players who aren't at the World Cup, so for example, Cesc Fabregas, Alvaro Morata.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a couple of weeks before the season
started. So that means Antonio
started.
Conte starts the season, he gets some training. And
yeah,
then something.
I assume that's what's going to happen.
Help us out here.
Yeah, please help us out. Tell us your thoughts.
I just don't know what's going on. Furious.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's a very weird situation to be in, especially because I genuinely think everyone thought after the FA Cup final that was it.
That week.
That week. If not at some point, it hasn't happened. Oh, just nearly fell over. It hasn't happened, and we're still left in the dark. So comment below, guys. What do you think? If you like this video, of course, subscribe. Tell us, will Antonio Conte be manager next season?